Hello students, now we are going to do example 3. Now before I do example 3, I want to do a very quick review on distributive property. So everyone, eyes up here, your eyes should already be up here. But what distributive property means is saying that, let me go ahead and write this out, A, and then you have the parentheses, B plus C. So I just want to show you visually what distributive property is. So it's saying A times B plus A times C. So it would be AB plus AC. And those are multiplied together. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and jump into example 3. Okay, class, here is example 3. I'm going to give you some time to write it down. Example 3 asks us to simplify negative 1/2 times 6n plus 4 plus 2n. Now, our first step here is the parentheses. We're going to deal with the parentheses. Now, what's inside the parentheses? What is it? Very good. 6n plus 4. We can't simplify that. We can't combine the 6n or the 4 because they don't have the same variable at the end. But what we can do is distributive property. So for visual purposes, I'm going to show you what we'll be doing. We are going to do negative 1/2 times 6n and negative 1/2 times 4, a positive 4. Okay, awesome. Now, let's write that out. So we have a negative 1/2 times 6n plus, and then we did that again, negative 1/2 times 4 plus, we just carry our 2n, we haven't done anything with it. Does everyone understand what we did there? We just did the distributive property. Let me write that for my notes. You are also writing this. Distributive property. And it makes sense because distribute means to pass out evenly. So you're distributing that negative 1/2 to all the terms in that parentheses. Now, using my order of operations, what is my next step? Before I add, I must multiply or do the division that I see. And I see multiplication. So with this, whenever you multiply numbers with variables, you can multiply the coefficients and keep the variable at the end. So you have this 1/2 and you're multiplying it by the 6. You have this 1/2 and you're multiplying it by the 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and write that out. So negative 1/2 times 6 is negative 3n plus negative 1/2 times 4 is negative 2. Please remember to use your proper rules for multiplying negatives and positives. There's only one negative in this case, so it's still negative. So keep that there. Plus 2n. Now this looks like something that's more familiar to you all, where we just need to combine the like terms and simplify it. So our step here, for our notes, we're going to write multiply. That's what we did. So first we did the distributive property, and then we multiplied, and now we get to do the commutative property of addition. So which one am I going to move around to make it a little easier? You're right. I'd want to move that 2n one term over so that it could be next to the negative 3n. So let's go ahead and redo that. Negative 3n plus 2n I can combine my ends because they have the same variable at the end and it is to the same power, it's to the power of 1. So I'm just going to look at the coefficients there. This tells me that I have negative 3 of those ends and I have 2 of these ends. So my answer would be just 1, a negative 1. Negative 1 n. I find the difference, which is 1, and I keep the sign of the larger, which is negative. Negative 1. Now, when I have a 1, remember, you don't have to write that coefficient. So I'm just going to write a negative n. And then I get to keep my negative 2. Can I do anything with that? You could write it like this, negative n plus negative 2. That is also okay. Does that make sense? Okay, and for my notes, I will write simplify because that was that step that I did. Awesome. So that is how you simplify it. Look I just want you to notice. This looks like so much complicated stuff going on there. But we simplified it to something so small. So with a lot of practice, we can do it. Okay? So I want you to try it on your own. Are you ready? Okay. Get out your whiteboards. Let's go ahead and try on your own. Let me change my color to something pretty, purple. Okay. On your own. I would like you to try this one. We have a 3q plus 1 minus 4. Okay, go ahead and try that for me. Good job, good job. I love all the effort I'm seeing. Okay, so hold up your whiteboards and hope that it matches the answer that I'm about to write on the screen. So we have a 3q minus 1. Please high-five yourself if you got this. And Miss Chan, if more than half of your class did not, please do it on the tangible whiteboard in your class step by step. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to go ahead and give you on your own B. So erase your whiteboards and get ready for this one. We have a negative 2 times g plus 4 plus 7g. Okay, give it a shot. Alrighty, class. Very, very good job. Now, look up at the screen, hold up your whiteboards, and see if it matches what I'm going to write on my whiteboard. This electronic whiteboard that I have. Okay, so the answer is 5g minus 8. Woohoo! How many of you guys got it? Okay. And again, Ms. Chan, if some people aren't getting it, let's do it step by step on your physical whiteboard in your class. Okay, so I'm going to give you one more example. Don't be afraid. It's going to have some fractions, but I know you can handle it. Okay, this is your last one. You ready? Let me change my marker to that pretty purple. Okay, this is C. We have 7 minus 4, 3/4 x minus 1/4. Okay, go at it. Class, class, class. Time is up. Okay, once again, hold up your whiteboard and check for your answer. It should have been negative 3x plus 8. Who got that? Who got that? Okay, awesome job. And now we're all done with example 3. And again, if you need help, replay this. It's going to be on the Google Classroom.